I'm going to show you how to watch your ancestors on FamilySearch. This is one that you're going to want to see, and for those of you who are Ancestry.com users exclusively, you need to see this. This is a quick tip. We'll get to it here in just a moment. All right, so I am on FamilySearch, but no matter where you are tracking your ancestors, whether you are keeping a tree on MyHeritage or on any platform or software, you need to be watching your family ancestors on FamilySearch, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So here I am on FamilySearch, and I've already preloaded some of these tabs for you, but if you're not familiar with FamilySearch, two things you need to do is A, sign up. It's free. You need to have an account in order to do this trick, because you have to have an email address attached to your account so that you can get notifications when you're watching some of your ancestors. So if we jump over to the family tree for a moment, and I just, there's the family tree, and I like the fan view just because it's pretty. I'm watching Oliver Booth, or I want to watch Oliver Booth. Okay, so I can click on him, and very simply, I can click this watch button. Bingo, I'm watching him now. So what that will tell me is, you got to keep in mind that the entire tree at FamilySearch is a collaborative tree. That means a lot of other people are working on it. And so this particular line, let's say, for example, if we go over and look at the sources for this guy, there are other people who have contributed information. You can tell by these names down here, okay? With that in mind, as people are adding information, don't you want to know about it? Especially if it's some of your key ancestors that you are working on. And so you can then just simply come over here, hit the watch button, which I already did on the other screen. Hit the watch button, and now you will get notified anytime someone adds something to that ancestor in your tree. Now, I did this right here from the family tree, but you can also do it in other locations. So here I did a search. I just came up here and did a record search, and I pre-populated this for the sake of speed of this, but I took Oliver Booth, plugged in his birth and death information, and came up with a list of records, potential records, for Oliver Booth. Now, one of the things I want you to pay attention to, I'm going to go back for a moment. Here's Oliver Booth, and see right here where it says Oliver B. Booth, and there's this K number, K85K-PT4. Make a note of that, okay? When you're doing your research, not mine. But you get the idea. So you make a note of your ancestor's number, okay? And then when you go and search over here, and you drill into a couple of these, you can see if it's the same ancestor up here. There's a point to this, right? So you're watching this guy, but wait a minute. What if in the family tree, the giant FamilySearch family tree, what if 2 or 3 different people have put in the same guy, but at FamilySearch they haven't been linked to be the same person yet? Because maybe in one record he's Ollie Booth, another record he's Oliver Booth, maybe he just shows up as O period B period or O Booth somewhere. And so in the giant world of all of us working on the family history, that we haven't linked them together to be the same person. So what you want to do is keep an eye on that number, because if there's another number, then you want to watch him too. So here's an example where we've got the same code, family history, FamilySearch code for this person. Here's an example where I did a search for Oliver Booth and came up with a record. We're not going to dig into it to see if it's even the same person, but my point being is there's no number up here. That means this record likely has not been attached to any person in the family tree. Okay? So you might review that and attach it or not, depending on whether it is the right person or not. But you just kind of want to keep your eyes up here. Here's an example with William Oliver Booth. May or may not be the same person. In this case, I know it's not, but let's pretend for a moment it is. This number's different. And so now we got to go, okay, wait a minute. Maybe I want to watch this guy too. Or another idea is that maybe this guy is related to my Oliver Booth. And so I want to watch him as well. And all I have to do is click on his name and I hit the watch button. And now I am watching him as well. Okay? Here's another example where there is Ollie Booth with a record that does not have, and he's in the same area, but he does not, it's not attached to any one person. So, you know, FamilySearch is always adding new records. So it could be that this is a newer record that hasn't been attached to anyone. So again, you want to take a look at that. Here's another example of just Booth, but he fits the family data. So Steubenville is where he was born and stuff. So again, we want to review that, maybe attach it, but there's no other watch button here or ancestors number here. Okay, so now back at the home screen, you can see who are all of the ancestors that you are watching by clicking on the family tree and hit list. And here is a list of all of the ancestors that I am watching, which is rather cool. And I can click on, if I don't want to watch this person anymore, I can click on unwatch and I'm no longer watching that person. I still want to watch that person, so I'm going to keep that click. Also, note up here it says all the people that I'm watching, I've got 24, changes to people I am watching. So recently there has been some changes to this woman who is in my family tree, and I want to go check it out. So I can certainly go take a look at some of the recent changes to that ancestor. So that is kind of cool that you can watch your ancestors. Now, whether you're on Ancestry, you're on MyHeritage, you're on any of the services, or just using Family Tree Maker at home and you want to keep an eye out. Now, this will email you directly to your inbox when there are changes. In fact, what prompted this episode was I got an email about these changes to Julia Fall. And I thought, you know what? I haven't really talked about this much on the channel, so I just wanted to bring that to your attention. There is another bonus to this. If I drill into these changes that are going on with this person, and I go look at the sources, now for the sake of privacy I've blurred this out, but I can communicate with the people who added these changes. And I can, more than likely, they're going to be family members. So I can then drill through and I can view my relationship with them, and I can also send them a message. That's really powerful stuff, and you can get directly to living relatives that might have more information for you. So that is my tip for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell so that you get notified each time I upload a video. And don't forget to watch your ancestors.